Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, and how you all doing? In today's video I am on the hunt for some beautiful blue sapphires, and I may even get lucky and find myself a nice beautiful red ruby. Now, I was out in this particular location a few days ago and I was just goofing off camera obviously, and I managed to get a bucket full of gravels to take home. Once I got home, I discovered that I had some sapphires in with my gravels, and I had one beautiful little tiny ruby that lit up like a Christmas tree under a UV light. So with that little ruby find and the few little sapphires that I found in this particular area, I figured why not come back with my waders and start shoveling our little hiney off. Now ideally it would be great if we didn't have so much rain of recent, and it would be awesome if this creek wasn't as full as what it was due to that rain. So we will grab our 2 sieves and we are going to go out into the creek here and start shoveling our little hiney off. Don't like my chances of finding a ruby, but I hope we get a nice juicy translucent facetable gemstone, at least one of them. Ooh, that water is like ice, and that is not exaggerating it one little smidgel. Ooh. Okay, let's do a flippy. Oh, here's a big pile from the other day. Let's just flatten that out a bit. Oh, we got some spinels. I'm just going over this with the UV light. If there's any rubies in here, they will stick out. They will glow back to us, which it doesn't look like, which is unfortunate. And in the center here, you can see we've got quite a few little spinels. That's all these little black stones here. Now if there are going to be gems, they will be in the middle here with the spinels. So we shall just scoop all these up into a little pile. We'll grab them, throw them in the bucket, and flatten our surface out again for our next flippy. Oh, that's a nice piece. It's not a sapphire, but it kind of looks like one. Oh, that one's a beauty. Look at how clear that is. My theory is, what I do is I process as much material as possible, center all my heavies, grab these centers from the pile and throw them on into the bucket. Boy, that was hard to do in reverse. And then once we are back at home, we can systematically go through that bucket and just sort through it all and pick the good from the bad. It was weird. Found a rock just sitting there and it's got the bay, V plus B. Pretty cool. You see the face in the tree? A little creepy, but pretty cool nonetheless. Got to dig deep, son, if you want to get to it. I find the post hole shovel works great at getting your material out without blowing it off your shovel in the current. Well, we're getting glass. If you're finding glass, it must be close. Oh, geez, that's heavy. We won't get much gold. Might get a speck. But I'm hoping to see some nice coloured stones in the bottom of my pan. Just stones that were small enough to fit through the screen. Getting a lot of black sand, which could be good. Here's our little sapphire. Oh yeah, there's another one just there. Some nice zircons. What I'm gonna do is get me black light and go over these. Nothing really. Nothing at all. Well, that's a bust on the rubies, but we will continue on. Who knows, we may get lucky by the end of the day. Alright, what I'm going to do is start processing a lot more material here. I will retire the camera for about 20 minutes or so. We will continue filling our bucket with the concentrates or the centers of our flips. And once we have a reasonable amount of concentrates in this bucket, we will load it all into the sieves again. We'll sieve it down, concentrate it even more. Then we'll go through it nice and thoroughly and see what we can get out of it. This is my bucket of material, all me somewhat concentrates. So we will transfer all this into our sieves, but we will set our sieves in the gold pan and we will pan out all the finer material from this bucket, because I have found two tiny little sapphires that will go through those screens, so we just want to capture them as well. Okay. Pan through this nice and slowly, because the gems are a lot lighter than gold and they will ride the blonde sand out and they will sit on top of the heavy black sand. And a nice little blue sapphire just there. You can see it a bit better with the light on it. Got a couple of little fragments of sapphire, nothing special. We did, oh, if I can get you zoomed in, we did manage to get a few specks of gold as well. Now let's concentrate our sieves, get all that material into our bucket again once we've reconcentrated it, and then we're gonna have to get on out of here because it is starting to get nice and miserable on top of being freezing cold. We'll clean that gold up in a minute. Oh, here we go. Look at all the spinels that we have accumulated. So we're just going to scoop all these centers up. We'll re-throw them into the bucket. We'll do the same with the larger classification. And once we are back at home in front of a nice warm heater, we'll get our flashlight, we'll go through everything, sort it out, and see how we did for our day. Right, now for the big stuff that we will just pick through. But I will not bore you with that, so I'll get to work picking all these out, throwing them in my bucket, and we'll get on out of here, eh?